Good afternoon, everyone. And first, a big thank you to Bee and the Canadian Labour Congress for this invitation. It's really great to be here. I'm here today on behalf of 320,000 Unifor members, one-third of whom work in trade-exposed areas of the economy. This includes manufacturing, auto assembly and parts plants in Ontario, heavy-duty truck and bus plants in Quebec and Manitoba. It includes aluminum smelters and fabrication plants in Quebec and British Columbia. It includes workers who make lumber and wood products at sawmills and pulp and paper mills and furniture factories from Atlantic Canada to British Columbia. It also includes aerospace, aircraft and component parts plants in Halifax and Montreal and Toronto and Winnipeg and Abbotsford, and everywhere in between. Each of these workplaces represent the manufacturing backbone of local communities and our entire country. A manufacturing backbone coupled with rich resources in energy and minerals so that we can actually build things here in Canada. Canada is a nation of builders and skilled workers, the best, the very best at what they do, standing on the shoulders of the workers who came before them, who waged big fights for economic and social justice through their unions, through these unions, and who go to work every single day to build the things we need right here at home. But right now, all of that is under threat. I've spent more than a year sharing this message to anyone who will listen. To date, literally thousands of Unifor members have lost their jobs or have had their plants, mills, and factories idled in the forestry sector, in the auto sector, and last week, more threats to the workers we represent in the aerospace sector. They are the front lines of this trade war. They are fighting every single day to protect their jobs, their plants, their communities, and yes, the industrial economy of this country. Losing manufacturing in Canada means losing the very capacity to build a strong Canadian economy of our own. And that's not something that our union is willing to cede. Donald Trump says very clearly that he doesn't need the things that Canada makes. Well, we know the difference. We know the difference. He needs our aluminum to build things. He needs our potash to grow things. He needs our energy, and so much more. He surely needs Canadians to keep buying American products. We are, after all, their #1 export market. And make no mistake, his economic plan is devastating for Canadian workers and for our economy, but for his too. Workers on both sides of the border are paying the price. The U.S. manufacturing base right now is shrinking under the weight of his tariffs. I want to be very clear. It was important that Canada did not sign a bad trade deal with the United States last year, as other countries did. It was important to understand that this time, tariffs would have consequences on the U.S. economy, and we are now starting to see that. But that does not change the fact that we also need a durable resolve to this trade dispute, whether that comes through a renegotiation of CUSMA or not. A true resolution can only come from unity and solidarity across the political divide, across this country, across our labor movement, across sectors, and across workplaces. It is perhaps not a surprise to us as trade unionists that a resolution will always come from a place of solidarity and not division. That is why we are all standing here today. Public and private sector workers united for a strong and resilient Canadian economy. Recently, Prime Minister Carney defended Canada on the world stage. He spoke out on the state of the geopolitics of our world and called on world leaders to cease the appeasement of the U.S. president and to start working together in common interest. We agree with the Prime Minister. We need countries to come together and push back against the United States because the task ahead is immense. Immense. In the face of financial crisis, I want to be very clear. In the face of financial crisis, the answer is not austerity and cuts to critical jobs and services. In the face of industrial crisis and job loss, the answer is not more so-called free trade deals that leave workers behind. In the face of turmoil, our governments and elected representatives can choose old ways or create a new world order, one with workers at the center of it. Canada can meet this moment. I truly believe that we can. We must develop strong, meaningful industrial strategies with workers at the table. We can take actions against companies that move their businesses out of our country. And yes, we can very clearly demand that if corporations are going to sell their products in Canada, then they must build here as well. We can build the things we need here at home, like public transit and so much more, while creating good union Canadian jobs. We can reconcile the needs of working people today with a vision for a strong, resilient, competitive, and caring Canada on a constantly changing world stage. All of that is possible. This is the Canada that we believe in. This is the Canada that we are going to continue to fight for. On behalf of Unifor members, thank you very much, and solidarity.